Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking here a quick look at Bitcoin. We're going to extend out our fibs a little bit here, kind of see what the pullback might look like if the price were to continue to retrace. Now, we don't know that yet. We're going to jump into the backend data and kind of double check a few key factors. So just know if you're new to the channel, I love to teach people to trade. Thanks again so much for watching. Please like the video and comment below if you could, please. Helps us grow the community and the channel, of course. Make sure that things are looking on the up and up here. So what we want to talk about, quick little things here. So we got some short liquidation levels here, some heavy, basically high leverage shorts at 38.4. That makes sense because, again, it retested that resistance level there and didn't break through. We've also got some longs here at about 36,600. Okay, so 36.6 are just some record longs there, of course. The price comes down that level, we could see some liquidation, but generally speaking, this is pretty standard stuff here, nothing too out of the ordinary. Yesterday, we saw a lot more shorts getting liquidated than longs, of course. Big surprise, the price spiked up. And then, of course, we can see the whales are extremely active here today. Okay, so that's just kind of so far with the approximate there. What I want to talk about, though, really quick is that the liquidation levels here, actually, you know what? Let's jump into open interest first. I'm sorry. Let's do this here first. So open interest, let's go ahead and rerun this. Make sure we know where we're at. We've got a lot of open interest here, specifically at 38,400. I'm guessing those are shorts. And we got some potentially late longs at 38.1. Let's go ahead and find out what those look like here. So 38.1 and 38.4, the concentrated amounts here. So we got some longs at, goodness gracious, look at how many longs are at 38,300. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Stop being a late long and try not to be a breakout trader. It's not a super high success rate. Again, I get it. You know, you're trying to FOMO in before the price explodes, and it could very well do that once we break through that resistance level. But the probability of doing that is fairly low. However, it is a second attempt. You got to recognize that. I do kind of understand the merit because the second attempt to break that resistance level is much more likely to break than the first. But it usually takes multiple attempts to break that kind of resistance that we're seeing at 38,400. We got a lot of shorts approximated in between 38.1 and 38.4. I am all for that. Speaking of shorts, we got some good shorts in our community here, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this is a long from Bitcoin. Phenomenal results there. Good job. Very well done there. No worries. We also want to take a look here. There was a post from, we got quite a few actually. But I think Kratos is the one shorting Bitcoin right now. Good job on that too. Very well done. Speaking of shorts, we didn't short. We took a long from 37,450 to 38,300, and we took about 20% on, well, close to 20% on an 11x long leverage trade. So again, good job on that. And congrats to our premium members here. Premium Plus is killing it. Solana almost 40% in 2 days. Matic 12%. The list goes on. So again, congrats to our members there, but we like to highlight those positive things there. And last thing we want to look at, of course, minus all that, is just kind of the heat map. I want to look at the monthly and see where our long liquidation levels and short liquidation levels are at. Okay, so big surprise, we're seeing 34,000 as the support level based on leverage, as well as the resistance here at about 38,700. Okay. Now, again, don't misinterpret when I say support and resistance, because technically those are not support and resistance. It's based on liquidation. I think somebody trolled me the other day and said that I don't understand how liquidation works. Easiest way to describe it is that 38,400 is the resistance, but just above that, that's where a lot of liquidation levels are placed for shorts. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at in the inverse as well at 34,000. Just means that those price points are hit, then the price is, a lot of those leverage amounts are going to be wiped out. I don't foresee 34,000 being a big issue because of the fact that we are so far away from that. But again, you just need to realize that's a potential reality. We look at the last 7 days of data. This gives us a better, accurate understanding of what happened here in the last week. We can see, again, a large amount of focus at 38,700. And of course, we got a ton of long liquidation at about 36.6. It's roughly the same exact level we've discussed previously as a support level. Okay, so we'll talk about that. That being said, let's take a quick look here at the 4-hour time frame. Here is that level I was talking about there, 0.5 Fibonacci, 36,600. Okay, or at least 36,660, but just below that level, we have a ton of liquidation here. We got a lot of liquidation at about 38.7. So those are just areas to be mindful of. Okay, again, is it a guarantee those levels are going to be swept? No, but it's good to know if they were to, the price could continue to run. So again, if the price spikes up to 38.7, we could see it run all the way to 42. I think we'll actually see a nice clean sweep of that level. Again, that's more of a macro play. We're not going to look at the macro here today. We're just going to focus a little bit more so on the micro, basically the 1 hour and the 4 hour, because the daily time frame hasn't changed much at all. We're in this ascending channel. We're still above the moving averages, and we're in good shape there. We're also seeing a similar story here where we're above all 4 moving averages, and we're in good shape. But if you take a look here at the RSI, it's starting to taper off, come back down. Is actually very normal. We want to try to stay over 50 if possible. The important thing here is the money flow index is still high. Okay, and let's take an average of the last 14 candles here, right? So if you look at the last 14 candles, it's approximately 2.5 days. In the last 2.5 days of trading, we've seen a lot more money flowing into the coin than out of the coin, okay? So just keep in mind, typically when money flows out of the coin, like we saw here previously, the price continues to go down. So as we see this money flow index coming down a little bit, we can summarize that maybe the price might come down to retest that 37,000 range. There's a possibility of that. I mean, we wicked all the way down to 37.5 already. Again, is that a probability? Hard to say just yet. We're seeing here, of course, a MACD potential divergence on the horizon. We're just starting to lose that momentum we had to the upside. Extremely standard stuff, nothing out of the ordinary there. We take a quick look at our weekly high, low, open, close. We want to note here that the high is 38,400. That's going to be a tentative resistance. We've got both I think this would be the close and the open right there at about 37.4. Okay, so again, that's going to work as a support. That's also coincidentally our average true range, and that is going to give us some support. So again, hypothetically, a long position at 37.4 would make a lot more sense. Okay, that seems more reasonable based on these previous time frames there. We also have a previous month open, if I'm not mistaken, or sorry, that's a close at 35.2. Don't need to worry about that for a while. We're still honoring this ascending trend as well, too. So you got to recognize this trend here is moving upwards. Furthermore, if we take a look at Elliott Wave, based on this series of movements, if this is the highest point, in other words, 38,400 is the highest that this little run will go, then we could see a pullback to 0.382, 0.5, 0.618. Okay, so again, 37,000 even, that makes the most sense. But again, possibly 36.6 to wipe out those long liquidation levels, and then 36.2 to completely wipe everything out there. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Keep in mind this upper liquidity level has been swept, so potential for downside makes a little bit more sense. But once more, we don't have any indications letting us know that's going to happen. Hourly, last thing to note here, of course, and this is half the reason why we took our trade yesterday. We had confirmation. Again, we trade with confirmation in our community for the most part. There's rare occasions where I'll trade candlestick patterns and or breakouts, but for the most part, it's based on confirmation. And what confirmation looked like for us yesterday is the price breaking above the cloud. We took entry right here at 37,450, and the price wicked up 4 hours later. We hit our second target. Okay. And again, a lot of that was based on the fact that we had the lag and spend free and clear of the price action, conversion line above the baseline, and we had broken above the cloud and closed over the cloud roughly 3 hours in a row. Okay, so if you're curious about how to use Ichimoku Cloud, phenomenal indicator, probably the best indicator you could ever use, specifically in the hourly time frame, search for my channel, Ichimoku Cloud. I essentially teach you how to use it and how I use it. Again, I think there's different strategies out there, but for the most part, it's pretty consistent. All right, so that's pretty much what we got there. Appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. Obviously, too, make sure to take advantage of this exclusive offer. Only one more day left remains. You get a free $20 just for trading futures. Make sure to use my link so you qualify. So we're going to have a lot of future trading competitions with them and a lot of other exclusive campaigns. So thanks again, Bitunix. No VPN, no KYC exchange. Phenomenal exchange. Be sure to check it out. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you again in the next one. Take care.